On a gathering storm comes a tall, handsome man in a dusty black coat with a red right hand.
Welcome back to the Sunday Special. We're reading Hellboy, Omnibus 1, and we're on Wake the Devil. So let's dig into Wake the Devil. Chapter 1. Ooh, we got a multi-parter. Alright. Somewhere on the northern coast of Norway, inside the Arctic Circle. There it is, right where I knew it would be. I'll be damned. Find a place to put down. There's not supposed to be anything out here. I mean, nobody knows this is out here. I'll be goddamned. If I'm not back in 1 hour, you lift off and call my London office. Ask for Mr. Pope. Tell him what we found, and he'll give you instructions. Speak to no one but Mr. Pope. You understand? Yes, sir. All right. Trudging in. Breaking in with a rock. Okay. In through the window. And dead Nazis. Yay. It's true. Got Mr. Zinko here. I wonder if I'm supposed to be reading this guy as a Nazi. Clung, clang, wung. Oh my God. Stay where you are. Oh wait, that's a Russian accent. Stay where you are. Who are you? How did you find this place? Oh God. Speak quickly. I am aching to destroy you. Oh. Hush, Leopold. Where are your manners? Let this young man explain himself. No, kill him. No, listen. No, listen to me, please. A man sent me. The man. I saw him. It was the master. The master. I saw him. Explain yourself, please. At once! I own a little island in the Caribbean. A week ago, I met a man there. I didn't know him. He shouldn't have been there, but there he was walking on my beach. A strange man dressed like a monk. That's close enough, pal. This is a private beach. Frederick Zinko, I have come to offer you something. Yeah, like what? There's not much I don't already have. True, you own much, but as your life serves no purpose, you remain a poor man, and so my gift to you is a purposeful life. And then he was just gone. He left a word scratched in the sand where he'd been standing. Ragnarok. And I knew he was the master. And I was about to find the three of you. And about this place. Sanctuary. And I knew at that very moment that the machines in this place were coming alive, making you live again. Welcome to the end of the 21st century. The beginning of the end of the world. I'm here to give you everything I have. Money, people, equipment, property I have all over America and Europe, political connections. Everything I have is for you. Everything. New York City, Soho, 1 year later. I can't tell what that says. Anyway. Open by appointment only. 1212668 something 025. And then we have this macabre scene down here with devils and skeletons and so forth. I bet it's a wax museum. I get Vlad the Impaler and other stuff around. Schweinhund! Ilsa! Bam! Oh, blam! Blam, blam, blam! Alright. Bureau for Paranormal Research and Defense Headquarters, Fairfield, Connecticut. Lights, please. Ladies and gentlemen, the only known portrait of Vladimir Gurescu. It currently hangs in the Württemberg Library in Stuttgart. The artist is unknown, but there's reason to believe Gurescu posed for it in 1811, before the Battle of Radina. Professor Corrigan? Thanks, Tom. We don't know much about Mr. Gurescu. He was an officer during the Napoleonic Wars in 1806. He was commanding Persian troops in 1809. He was with the Austrians, but we don't know what nationality he was. In 1812, he was in Russia. He led the Cossack guerrillas against the Grand Army retreating out of Moscow, and Napoleon began referring to him as Gurescu the Devil. In 1814, he was in Paris to witness Napoleon's abdication, and in 1815, he was with Blücher at Waterloo. So much for history. Folklore's much more interesting. At the siege of Halberstadt, Gurescu is horribly wounded. Camp doctors say he'll be dead in an hour, but his servants insist on carrying him home. 2 weeks later, he is rejoined with his he rejoins his troops, fully restored to youth and vigor. This happens 6 or 7 times during the war. Each time, he's back good as new within a couple of weeks. The story goes around that there is a special room in Castle Gurescu where his body is laid out. There, the light of the full moon can shine down on him, and this is what heals him. Skip ahead to August 8th, 1882. Sir Edward Grey writes to Queen Victoria, warning that a visiting nobleman named Gurescu is actually a supernatural being plotting to establish a secret evil empire in England. August 19th, he writes that Gurescu has fled the country and refers to him for the first time as a vampire. 1944, Heinrich Himmler proposed Project Vampirsturm. A Nazi delegation was sent to Castle Gurescu to recruit Gurescu to the war effort. The head of that delegation, Ilse Hauptstein, Ilse Helpstein. Oh, wait. Sorry, I've been reading in the wrong voice. 1944, Himmler proposed Project Vampirstrom. A Nazi delegation was sent to Castle Gersky to recruit Gersky to the war effort. Head of that delegation, Ilse Helpstein. December 3rd, 1944, Hitler and Gersky met at Wewelsburg. The next day, orders are issued for the arrest of Gersky and his family. I guess it was a bad meeting. Copies of Gestapo records show the arrival of V. Gersky and 6 other special prisoners at Dachau on December 16th. Also, a work order signed by Hitler calling for the extermination of the Gersky family. In 1956, 3 former Dachau guards testified that they were present at the execution of 7 special prisoners in December of 44. All 7, a man and 6 women, were lying in dirt-filled boxes. They were impaled and decapitated, then burned. The ashes were sent to Hitler. At the end of Vladimir Gersky? Maybe not. What's this? Oh, Edward Gray was a famous 19th century paranormal investigator, it says. I guess I should have read that when the thing came up. Whoops. Yesterday, this man was shot to death in New York City inside the wax museum he owned and operated. Click, click. Howard Sternman, real name, Hans Ubler. Click, click. During the war, Ubler ran a freak show, Chamber of Horrors nightclub in Berlin, which was very popular with Himmler's inner circle, mystics, astrologers, and pseudoscientists working on Hitler's various doomsday projects, including the team behind Project Ragnarok. That's Ilse Epstein again. Oh, click, click. That's Ilse Epstein again. Click. That's the symbol for Project Ragnarok. Click. And that's what we found in blood drawn. We found drawn with Ubler's blood on the wax museum floor this morning. Click. Was this a robbery? Police have uncovered an inventory list, and according to that list, the only thing missing is an 8-foot-long crate labeled Gurescu lot number 666. There is a Gurescu figure in the wax museum, so it is possible that this is an empty packing crate. Who gets killed for an empty box? Could Ubler have smuggled Gurescu's body out of Germany? Possible. Gurescu was executed at the end of 44, and Ubler fled Germany in early 45. He worked carnivals all across Europe until settling in New York. Ubler's museum was popular with the underground art scene in the mid-60s. Now it's almost completely forgotten. Oh, wrong voice. Sorry. Well, you'll just have to live with that guy's voice being the same. This afternoon, Dr. Hoppen ran some of his psychics through the museum storeroom. All of my people were upset by the atmosphere of the place. Several of them described a tall, evil-looking man in a Napoleonic uniform. This is, of course, without any knowledge of the matters being discussed here. I believe that recently Gurescu's body was kept in that room. A fantastical body collector with Nazi delusions. We've seen that before. But we are forced to consider the worst case scenario, that someone has stolen Grescue's body with the intent of returning it to Castle Grescue, where the next full moon will reanimate it. That full moon is tomorrow night. Remember, all of the old stories stress that Grescue is returned home. In Gray's August 19th letter to Victoria, he says that the vampire is wounded and must return to his home. There must be more to this resurrection trick than moonlight. Must be something about the place. Of course, we don't know exactly where that place is. There is no official listing of a Castle Grescue any place. So, given the information that we do have, I've made 3 really excellent guesses. 3 sites, 3 teams. Unfortunately, you 6 are the only agents currently available, so I'm forced to make smaller teams than I'd like. Hellboy, I'm afraid you have to go solo. Hey, no fair. Mr. Clark? Yeah, boss. With Mr. Sapien. Mr. Waller? Miss Sherman. Now I'm entrusting you two with our newest agent. Mr. Leach. Please don't lose him. You're in good hands, kid. Okay, that's it. There's a plane waiting. I want everyone suited up and on board in 15 minutes. Go! Liz, good to see you. I'm a little surprised, though. You heard wrong. I just took a little time off, and from what I hear, you could use a vacation yourself. Fighting monsters is how I keep my girlish figure. Don't you two have a plane to catch? Hello, Kate. Why don't you come with us? You know, I actually asked. They said only real Bureau field agents this time. Too bad. I could use some company. You be careful over there. What am I, the new guy? Listen, I'm serious. This rescue might be the real thing. The nobleman vampire. The castle. Remember the vampire women? Come on. No, it's too thin. Too much conspiracy crap. This trip's a wild goose chase. But that's okay. I know some pretty good restaurants in Romania. Well, be careful anyway. Paprika chicken, baby. Romania. In the distant deeps or skies burnt the fires of thine eyes. On what wings dare he respire? What hand dare seize the fire? What shoulder and what art could twist the sinews of thy heart? And when the heart began to beat, what dread hand and what dread feet? With that hammer, what the chain? In the furnace was thy brain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil? Oh, damn it, that's Elsa reading that. God damn it, I should have looked down. Alright, well. What the hammer? What the chain? In what furnace was thy brain? What the anvil? What dread grasp dared its deadly terrors clasp? When the stars threw down their spears and watered heaven with their tears. Did he smile for his work to see? Did he make the lamb? Who made the lamb make thee? Did he make Did he who make the lamb make thee? From The Tiger by William Blake. You must forgive me, my love. You must. You trusted me. You placed your life in my hands, and I delivered you into his. Hitler. How small he was, and how afraid of your power. You were not too great for him. The moment I left Germany, he stole you from me. He is beyond our revenge now, my love. But the world will pay. The world will bleed for it. We got a raven or a crow coming in the window. Some Nazis. I mean, come on, it's Nazis all the way down. Two of you, carry this box downstairs at once. I have described the room to you. Find it. I have told you how the body is to be placed. Yes, mistress. Yes, da, mister. No, not da. Ah, crap, I can't remember the German, yes. Yes, mistress. Then go. Oh, I would cut open the world. I would cut open the world to see it bleed. Norway. Perhaps it was too soon to send Ilsa out into the world. Would you have said no to her? I would not. Besides, we've waited long enough. I am impatient for our operation to begin. If this rescue is what he claims to be, and he can create an army of his own kind, Vampirstrom, then certainly he is a valuable tool for us. You agree, my friend? No, Leopold. No, I do not. I think this thing is an ugly and ultimately uncontrollable force. Even the Fuhrer recognized this. I have no more faith. An army of our own manufacture. But she is fond of him. Yes. What do you suppose went on between them all those years ago? She would never speak of it. We've got apparently a mummy wrapped up and some bodies in jars. I don't know. And then, of course, the castle's smoking heavily. Damn castles, they just won't give up the smoke. Romania. Hellboy, would you like to talk? Sure, what about? You can't fool me. I've known you for far too long. Disturbed by the Nazi involvement in this case. I've known you for too long. You are disturbed by the Nazi involvement in this case. The Ragnarok Project. Abe, I know you mean well, but you're wrong. I'm fine. Remember who you're talking to. I was at Cavendish Hall. Yeah, okay, that footnote is back to the previous one. Yeah. I did some thinking after that. Was it really the Nazis who brought me to Earth? How? Why? Even from where? I even made that trip to Bromwich, which was in the last story, Chained Coffin. You know what I came up with? I like not knowing. I've gotten by 42 years without knowing. I sleep good not knowing. This trip's a wild goose chase. Matter of fact, I'll bet anyone here $100 that we don't find anything. And I don't know who this is, so we'll just make an arbitrary voice. But if there's anything to find, he'll be the one to find it and take all the beating. It almost always works out like that. I was hoping to see some action. I'll take you up on that bet, HB. Really? Call it a hunch. You're not turning psychic, are you? You know what a pain in the ass those psychics are. 5 minutes to target number 1, Hellboy. Shoot up. Jeez, Lloyd, I hate these goddamn things. Plug it in, you. This is a new improved model. That's your ignition switch. Roll your shoulders to turn and watch your tail. Target up. Bums away. Click, click, click. Click, 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 click. No one improved my ass. Click. Ba-boom! Da! And we see the fiery explosion dropping towards the ground. Those 2 fools have been gone for hours. You, go see what's keeping them. Me? I'm not going down there. Not going? Not going? You dog? You dare speak to me? You should get down on your belly and beg. But beg! Get down on your pram! Okay, so that's the end of this chapter. Thanks for joining us on the Sunday special. Next chapter, next week. Hope to see you then.
You're one microscopic cog in his catastrophic plan, designed and directed by his red